Welcome to Book with Joys. This episode is for anyone who's ever chased success and wondered why it still didn't feel like peace. For years, we were taught that achievement equals worth, that rest is laziness, and that we must prove our value through productivity. But what if that story is incomplete? What if success built on fear will never feel safe? And what if there's another way? In this full-length reflection, we'll explore how to redefine success from the inside out, moving from achievement to alignment, from hustle to harmony, from surviving your dreams to actually living them. Take a breath. You don't need to climb higher. You just need to come home, to a definition of success that feels like you. There's a story most of us inherited long before we could question it. A story about what it means to be successful. It begins with a promise. If you work hard enough, achieve enough, and stay disciplined enough, you'll finally feel safe. You'll finally feel proud. You'll finally feel enough. It's the story that shaped generations. It taught us that success is about more. More doing, more having, more proving. But here's what no one told us. That story was never about peace. It was about survival. The moment success became conditional. For many of us, success became a language of love. When you were young, maybe you noticed how the room lit up when you got something right. You got praised for being good, quiet, helpful, or achieving. Maybe people smiled wider when you won, performed, or obeyed. And so, your nervous system made a quiet connection. Love is earned. Safety is earned. Success is how I stay safe. From that moment, achievement stopped being optional. It became protection. Psychologists call this conditional worth, the belief that you must perform to deserve approval. But conditional worth always comes with a price. Anxiety. Because if success equals safety, failure starts to feel like danger. And that's how achievement becomes survival. The cultural myth of more. We live in a culture that glorifies hustle and overstates the meaning of more. More hours. More followers. More milestones. More proof. Everywhere you turn, someone's telling you that your value is measured by visibility. Even the language we use is transactional. Crush your goals. Dominate your industry. Be the best version of yourself. But the truth is, the best version of yourself isn't the most productive one. It's the most present one. We've mistaken exhaustion for achievement and pressure for purpose. And slowly, the pursuit of success stopped feeling exciting and started feeling endless. The psychology of achievement addiction. Let's talk about what actually happens in your brain when you chase achievement. Every time you accomplish something, finish a project, receive a compliment, check a box, your brain releases dopamine, the reward chemical. It feels good briefly, but it doesn't last. And that's the trap. You begin to associate relief with achievement. Relief from guilt. Relief from fear. Relief from the feeling of being not enough. So you chase the next goal, not out of joy, but to avoid the discomfort of not achieving. This is what psychologists call the achievement treadmill. No matter how far you run, you stay in the same place. Exhausted, anxious, and strangely unfulfilled. Because the moment you hit one goal, your brain immediately moves the finish line. That's not ambition. That's survival mode wearing a suit. The emotional cost of success. If you've ever reached a milestone and felt nothing but emptiness, you're not broken. You're just waking up. That emptiness is what happens when external success outpaces internal safety. You can have everything you thought you wanted, the job, the recognition, the relationship, and still feel restless. Because success achieved through fear can't create peace. You might be admired, but not aligned. Accomplished, but not anchored. Busy, but not fulfilled. Many high achievers quietly live in this contradiction. They appear confident but feel like imposters. They accomplish endlessly but rarely rest. That's not weakness. It's the nervous system caught between safety and self-worth. The family script. For a lot of us, this isn't just cultural. It's personal. Maybe you grew up in a family where worth was tied to performance. Where good job came only after perfection. where failure was met with silence or shame. Even if your parents meant well, you might have internalized the message. If I'm not achieving, I'm disappointing. So you learned to overfunction. You became the fixer, the pleaser, the one who always had it together. Your achievements became armor. But armor is heavy, and the weight of proving yourself, year after year, slowly suffocates joy. The fear beneath the hustle. Every overachiever has a quiet fear underneath the effort. Fear of being forgotten. Fear of being ordinary. Fear of being left behind. We disguise it as ambition, but often, it's anxiety in disguise. And the moment we stop moving, the silence gets loud. So we fill it again with tasks, goals, and plans. But here's the truth. You don't need to keep achieving to stay valuable. Your worth was never waiting at the finish line. You've been enough since the starting point. The high cost of constant comparison. Social media made the chase even faster. Now we don't just compete with our past selves, we compete with everyone else's highlight reels. You might log in feeling fine, but within 5 minutes, you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's peak moment. Comparison creates a loop of quiet discontent. No matter what you have, it never feels like enough. It's not because you're ungrateful. It's because you've been conditioned to equate happiness with being ahead. But here's the paradox. Even when you win the comparison, it still doesn't satisfy you. Because what you're really chasing isn't superiority. It's safety. And safety never comes from status. When achievement becomes avoidance. Sometimes achievement isn't about success. It's about escape. We use busyness to avoid feelings. We chase success so we don't have to face stillness. Stillness can be terrifying when your worth has always depended on motion. So we fill every silence with productivity, as if resting means disappearing. But avoidance doesn't heal emptiness. It deepens it. Because no amount of outer achievement can soothe an inner wound. Only alignment can. A moment of reckoning. There often comes a quiet breaking point. When you realize the life you built to prove your worth doesn't feel like your life anymore. Maybe it's burnout. Maybe it's waking up one morning and thinking, I can't keep living like this. It's not failure. It's awakening. That moment is sacred. It's when your soul starts whispering, there has to be another way. It's not asking you to give up success. It's asking you to redefine it. The hidden grief in letting go of old success. Redefining success isn't easy, because it means grieving the version of yourself that needed validation to survive. You may feel lost when the old metrics stop working. You may even feel guilty, like you're betraying the hard-working part of you who built everything. But grief doesn't mean you're regressing. It means you're recalibrating. You're learning that success built on fear doesn't sustain you. Success built on truth does. And that requires courage. The courage to disappoint expectations, even your own, to build a life that finally fits your heart. The awakening of alignment. Alignment is what happens when what you do finally matches who you are. It's not the absence of ambition. It's ambition rooted in authenticity. Aligned people don't hustle less because they're lazy. They hustle less because they're clear. They don't need to prove themselves through chaos. Their work comes from devotion, not desperation. That's the shift this whole series is about. The move from achievement to alignment. From proving to expressing. From surviving success to embodying peace. The transition space. Between the old story of success and the new one, there's always a messy middle. The space of unlearning. You might feel disoriented, unsure of what to chase next. You might miss the adrenaline of achievement even while craving rest. That's okay. It means you're healing. Think of it like learning a new emotional language. You've been fluent in pressure for years. Now you're learning the vocabulary of peace. It takes practice, patience, and repetition. But over time, you begin to feel the difference between striving and flowing. And your nervous system learns that peace doesn't mean danger. It means safety. The bridge between the two worlds. So what's the bridge between achievement and alignment? Awareness. You can't build a new definition of success until you notice how the old one operates. Awareness breaks the spell of automatic living. It helps you pause before saying yes to things that drain you. It helps you question, is this goal coming from love or fear? That question alone can transform your life. Because when your motivation shifts, your whole experience of success shifts with it. If you've been living in constant pursuit, exhausted, overwhelmed, and quietly unfulfilled, this is your invitation to stop chasing and start choosing. You don't need to abandon your dreams. You just need to realign them with who you really are. The next chapter isn't about less success. It's about truer success. One that doesn't cost you your health, your joy, or your soul. There's a line I come back to often. What if success isn't about adding more, but about coming home to what's already here? In this series, we're going to explore how to do exactly that. How to shift from hustle to harmony, from fear to flow, from achievement to alignment. Because the goal was never just to be successful. It was to be whole. When you've spent years chasing achievement, slowing down can feel like failure. Rest feels dangerous. Stillness feels wrong. But that discomfort isn't laziness. It's withdrawal. You're coming down from the high of constant proving. This part of the journey is where the real transformation begins. Not in doing less, but in doing differently. Not in abandoning ambition, but in realigning it. This is the shift. From hustle to harmony. The culture of constant motion. We live in a world that rewards motion more than meaning. If you're busy, you're important. If you're exhausted, you're dedicated. If you're still, people start to wonder what's wrong. But motion doesn't always mean progress. Sometimes we're sprinting in circles, burning out in the name of belonging. We confuse being productive with being purposeful. Psychologists call this toxic productivity. When your sense of worth becomes tied to how much you accomplish, rather than who you are becoming. It's why so many people feel restless even after success. Because when your inner world is running on fear, even winning feels like losing. The nervous system of a high achiever. Let's talk about the biology behind this. When your nervous system lives in fight or flight for years, it gets addicted to adrenaline. You start to crave the rush of urgency, the next deadline, the next goal, the next dopamine hit. Even when life slows down, your body doesn't know how to relax. Stillness feels unsafe, because your system only recognizes stress as proof that you're doing enough. That's why burnout recovery feels so strange. You're not just resting. You're rewiring. To shift from hustle to harmony, you have to teach your body that peace is not the absence of worth. It's the evidence of it. How to recognize you're in hustle mode. Here are some signs that your success may be coming from survival rather than alignment. You feel guilty resting. You measure your days by how much you produced, not how you felt. You have trouble celebrating wins. You're already on to the next thing. You feel anxious when things are calm. You constantly compare your pace to others. These are not personality flaws. They're symptoms of an overactive nervous system that learned safety through striving. The antidote isn't more discipline. It's trust. Redefining productivity. When you live in hustle mode, you're trained to measure everything by output. But alignment asks different questions. Not how much did I do, but how much of what I did actually mattered. Not did I impress anyone, but did I honor what matters to me? You can work 10 hours a day and feel empty, or work 4 hours a day and feel fulfilled. The difference isn't the quantity of effort. It's the quality of intention. What alignment actually means. Alignment isn't about being perfectly balanced. It's about being connected to your values, energy, and truth. It's when your goals match your inner compass, not your fear. Alignment sounds like, this feels right in my body. This honors my energy today. This reflects who I'm becoming. It's not laziness. It's wisdom. Because aligned effort creates peace, not panic. The 3 pillars of aligned success. There are 3 foundations that help you move from hustle to harmony. 1. Truth. Know your why. You can't align with what you don't understand. Ask yourself, why am I chasing this goal? Is it from inspiration or insecurity? If the answer is fear of missing out, disappointing someone, or losing worth, pause. Real success doesn't come from fear. 2. Trust. Let go of control. Hustle is fueled by anxiety. Alignment is guided by trust. Trust doesn't mean passivity. It means believing that progress doesn't require panic. It's working with life instead of against it. 3. Timing. Respect your seasons. Nature doesn't bloom year-round. Neither should you. There are seasons for building, and seasons for becoming. Harmony means honoring both. The myth of falling behind. One of the hardest parts of shifting from hustle to harmony is letting go of comparison. We've been taught to measure success by milestones, degrees, promotions, followers, timelines. But alignment isn't a race. It's a rhythm. When you stop rushing, you realize there's no such thing as behind. There's only becoming. Some people bloom at 20. Some at 50. Both are on time. Life doesn't grade you on speed. It invites you into timing. The fear of losing ambition. Many people resist slowing down because they're afraid they'll lose their drive. But rest doesn't kill ambition. It refines it. Think about it. When your mind is constantly racing, you can't hear what actually matters. But in the quiet, clarity arrives. Peace doesn't make you complacent. It makes you precise. That's the secret most high achievers never learn. When you work from alignment, your output might even increase. But your suffering decreases. The enough mindset. The hustle mindset says, if I do enough, I'll finally be enough. The harmony mindset says, because I am enough, what I do will be enough. That's the shift. When you stop chasing worth through work, your work becomes more meaningful. Because you're no longer performing, you're expressing. Let me tell you about a woman named Lena. Lena was a designer who built a successful career. Awards, steady clients, constant work. But she was miserable. She spent nights redoing projects that were already approved, obsessed with making them perfect. When I asked why, she said, because if I don't, they'll stop hiring me. That sentence revealed everything. Her work wasn't coming from creativity. It was coming from fear of loss. So she began experimenting with alignment. She took one project that truly inspired her. One she wanted to do, not one she had to. She didn't overthink. She followed joy instead of judgment. Months later, that project became her most celebrated work. Not because it was perfect, but because it was alive. That's what alignment does. It restores soul to success. The no that creates space. Hustle teaches you to say yes to everything. Harmony teaches you to say yes selectively. Every yes costs time, energy, and emotional bandwidth. If you say yes to what drains you, there's nothing left for what fulfills you. Aligned success isn't about doing more. It's about doing what's yours to do. So the next time an opportunity appears, ask, would I still want this if no one knew I was doing it? If the answer is no, it's not alignment. The role of rest in real success. Rest isn't a break from success. It's part of it. Biologically, your creative mind activates during rest. The default mode network in your brain, the part responsible for insight and reflection, switches on when you're not focused on tasks. That means your best ideas, solutions, and breakthroughs often happen when you stop pushing. But you can't access that wisdom if you're constantly running. That's why the calm person often outperforms the frantic one. Not because they do more, but because they do what matters. The practice of reconnection. To live in harmony, you have to keep reconnecting with yourself. Here's how. Pause daily. Even 2 minutes of quiet can reset your nervous system. Ask, what does my body need right now? Check intentions. Before you start a task, whisper, am I doing this from love or fear? If it's fear, pause and realign. Redefine wins. Instead of only celebrating outcomes, celebrate moments of courage, honesty, and rest. These micro shifts compound into macro peace. The power of authentic pace. In hustle culture, speed is celebrated. But alignment honors your authentic pace. You can't force flowers to bloom faster by yelling at them. You can only nurture the conditions that let them unfold naturally. Your pace is personal. It's not lazy. It's honest. Harmony begins the moment you stop apologizing for how long your soul takes to grow. The mirror test. Here's a reflection practice that changed my life. Before saying yes to anything, look in the mirror and ask, is this choice in harmony with who I want to be? Not who people expect you to be. Not who you used to be. Who you want to be. Peaceful, grounded, fulfilled. If the answer is no, that's your intuition inviting you back to alignment. The strength of softness. We often confuse softness with weakness. But softness is what allows flexibility, the ability to bend without breaking. Harmony doesn't mean never struggling. It means meeting struggle with presence. When your identity no longer depends on performance, you can face challenges without losing yourself. Softness is strength under control. It's the quiet confidence that says, I can push, but I don't have to punish. A client named Andrew once told me, I've built a multi-million-dollar company, but I can't sleep without checking my email. His life looked like success, but it didn't feel like peace. We worked on one small practice. Before opening his laptop each morning, he'd sit for 1 minute, breathe, and ask, what would peace choose first today? It sounded simple, almost silly, but within months, his anxiety reduced dramatically. He made better decisions, delegated more, and spent time with his family. He didn't lose success, he finally felt it. From discipline to devotion. There's a difference between being disciplined and being devoted. Discipline comes from fear of failure. Devotion comes from love of purpose. Discipline says, I have to. Devotion says, I get to. When your work comes from devotion, it nourishes you. You don't burn out. You burn steady. That's the vibration of harmony, where what you give no longer depletes you, because it comes from wholeness, not from hunger. When harmony meets ambition. Let's be clear. Harmony isn't the opposite of ambition. It's the foundation of sustainable ambition. When your ambition is fueled by alignment, it becomes service, not self-punishment. You still reach high, but you do it without abandoning yourself. This is what authentic success feels like. Calm energy. Clarity in purpose. Confidence without chaos. You don't just create results. You create resonance. The shift from hustle to harmony isn't about giving up your dreams. It's about remembering that you are the dream. You were never meant to prove your worth through exhaustion. You were meant to express your worth through alignment. When you build success from that place, peace stops being the reward. It becomes the rhythm. So here's your question for the week. Where in my life am I chasing pressure instead of peace? And what would harmony choose instead? Let your answer guide your next step. Because that's how alignment begins. Not in revolution, but in a single, honest choice. What if success wasn't something to chase, but something to come home to? What if it wasn't about collecting achievements, but about creating alignment? In the first 2 parts of this series, we explored how achievement became survival, and how to shift from hustle to harmony. Now, it's time to define what real sustainable success looks like. One that feels like peace, looks like purpose, and lives like freedom. This is the new definition of success. Not achievement without rest, but alignment without apology. The new paradigm. Wholeness over winning. For generations, we were told that success meant climbing up ladders, ranks, and social hierarchies. Up was always better than here. But what if the goal isn't to climb higher, but to root deeper? Real success isn't vertical. It's internal. It's the quiet knowing that your life reflects your truth, not your trauma. When success becomes about wholeness instead of winning, you stop chasing approval and start cultivating peace. That doesn't mean you lose ambition. It means ambition becomes integrated. You no longer need to trade your health, relationships, or joy for achievement. You learn to expand without losing yourself. The question that changes everything. Here's a question that can reshape your life. How do I want success to feel? Not look, feel. Most people can describe what they want to achieve, but few can describe how they want to feel while achieving it. And when we skip that question, We end up building lives that look beautiful from the outside, but quietly burn from the inside. So ask yourself, do I want success to feel peaceful or pressured? Expansive or exhausting? Connected or competitive? Because the truth is, you can only create externally what you cultivate internally. The energetics of alignment. Alignment has an energy to it. It's not loud. It's steady. It's not rushed. It's rhythmic. When you're aligned, your actions feel congruent with your values. Your nervous system is calm, even when challenges arise. You can stretch without snapping, strive without suffering. Alignment doesn't remove effort. It removes resistance. You're still working, but from flow instead of friction. Psychologically, alignment activates what's called coherence. When your heart, mind, and body operate in sync, you feel grounded, capable, and clear. That coherence is what real confidence feels like. The shift from ego goals to soul goals. The old definition of success was built on ego goals. Status, validation, numbers, appearances. The new definition is built on soul goals. Meaning, integrity, and contribution. Ego says, look at me. Soul says, let this matter. Ego wants to be impressive. Soul wants to be impactful. When your goals come from your soul, you still desire growth. But not because you're trying to prove something. You're trying to share something. This is how work becomes service. And service, when aligned, becomes joy. The role of joy in real success. For so long, joy has been treated as a luxury. Something we earn after we've made it. But joy isn't a reward. It's fuel. Joy is the emotional evidence of alignment. When you're in joy, your nervous system signals safety. You become more creative, resilient, and magnetic. Neuroscience even confirms this. Joyful states activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for clear decision-making and long-term vision. So joy isn't a distraction from success. It's what makes success sustainable. If your joy is missing, you're succeeding at something that doesn't belong to you. The boundaries of enoughness. Enoughness is the quiet confidence that says, I can stop now and it's still good. Without enoughness, success becomes a bottomless pit. With it, success becomes a rhythm. Inhale, exhale. To live in alignment, you must protect your energy like it's sacred currency. Because it is. That means saying no, often. No to proving. No to urgency. No to anything that requires self-abandonment to belong. Boundaries aren't walls. They're directions. They tell your life what deserves access to your peace. The practice of embodied success. Success isn't a checklist. It's a felt state. It lives in your body as ease, not tension. When your achievements create constant anxiety, that's your body saying, this doesn't feel like home. Embodied success means you check in before you check boxes. It sounds like this. How does my body feel about this decision? Can I breathe while doing this? Is this goal nourishing or draining? When your body relaxes into your choices, you're in alignment. When your body tightens, you're betraying yourself for belonging. Your body knows before your brain does. There was a client named Daniel, a CEO who had built a massive company by his mid-30s. He looked successful in every way. But when he came to me, he said, I can't feel anything. He wasn't depressed. He was disconnected. His life was running on external metrics. So we worked on one practice. Identifying what enough meant for him. Enough money. Enough work. Enough growth. He realized he'd never defined a finish line. So his mind had no permission to rest. Over time, he restructured his company, built in sabbaticals, and created a personal rule. No success that costs my peace. Today, he still runs his company, but he also runs marathons, travels with his kids, and says that for the first time in his life, success feels like breathing. Leadership in alignment. Aligned success naturally transforms how you lead, because you stop leading from fear. Old leadership says, push harder. New leadership says, let's move with purpose. Old leadership motivates through pressure. New leadership inspires through presence. When you're aligned, your calm becomes contagious. Your team, family, or students feel safe in your energy. And safety is the foundation of innovation. People don't do their best work when they're scared. They do it when they feel trusted. That's why aligned leaders create both impact and intimacy. They get results and respect. The ripple effect of alignment. Alignment isn't personal. It's contagious. When you choose peace over pressure, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. Your presence becomes a quiet revolution. Your children learn that rest isn't laziness. Your coworkers learn that calm can coexist with success. Your friends learn that they don't have to overextend to belong. This is how the world changes. Not through noise, but through new examples of what's possible. Redefining growth. Growth used to mean expansion at all costs. Now it means depth. You no longer ask, "How far can I go?" You ask, "How true can I be?" That's not small thinking. It's sovereign thinking. You stop outsourcing your value to outcomes. You start measuring success by alignment. Growth that honors your humanity is not slow. It's sustainable. Because anything that grows too fast without roots eventually collapses. The integration of peace and power. Peace and power are not opposites. They are partners. Real power doesn't come from domination. It comes from regulation. When you're calm, you think clearly. When you're grounded, you create with intention. The world doesn't need more powerful people. It needs peaceful ones. People whose strength is quiet, consistent, and compassionate. That's what aligned success looks like. The courage to disappoint others. Living in alignment often means disappointing people, especially those who benefited from your self-abandonment. But every time you disappoint someone else to stay true to yourself, you build self-trust. And self-trust is the foundation of real confidence. You can't be aligned and approved of by everyone, but you can be at peace with yourself. That's the trade-off worth making. Creating your personal definition of success. Let's make this practical. Here's a journaling reflection to create your new definition. 1. List what you used to think success meant. Money, titles, recognition, approval. 2. Now list how you actually want success to feel. Peaceful, purposeful, spacious, connected. 3. Ask, what needs to change in my daily life to make that feeling possible? 4. Finally, what am I no longer willing to sacrifice in the name of success? That's your compass. Revisit it often. It will keep you anchored when the world tries to pull you back into proving. When you forget, even when you redefine success, you'll sometimes fall back into old habits. That's okay. Alignment isn't a destination. It's a direction. When you catch yourself comparing, rushing, or overcommitting, don't judge yourself. Simply say, I left myself for a moment. Let's come back. That is mastery. Not never falling, but returning faster each time. What it feels like to live in enoughness. Enoughness feels like this. You wake up without dread. You move through your day with steadiness. You rest without guilt. You pursue dreams with joy, not fear. You still care, deeply. You just no longer confuse effort with worth. You still work hard, but from flow, not from fight. And at the end of the day, you can look in the mirror and think, I like who I am becoming. That is success. The quiet revolution. Imagine if the next generation learned this early. That success without peace isn't success at all. Imagine leaders who work from alignment, parents who rest without shame, creators who pursue joy without fear of judgment. That's what happens when we redefine success. We redefine the world. Because peace is not passive. It's powerful. And alignment is not indulgence. It's integrity. You don't owe the world your exhaustion. You owe it your alignment. You don't have to live a life that looks good. You deserve one that feels good. And maybe, just maybe, you're already successful. Not because of what you've achieved, but because of what you've survived. And the grace with which you're choosing differently now. That's what redefining success really is. A homecoming to peace. You've just completed redefining success. Why peace feels better than pressure. If you've made it this far, you're already living the new definition. Because you cared enough to question the old one. Remember, success isn't about more. It's about meaning. It's not about speed. It's about self-respect. So take a deep breath. You are not falling behind. You're right on time for the life that truly fits you. If this conversation resonated with you, let it remind you that peace is not a sign you've stopped growing. It's proof that you've finally grown in the right direction. You don't owe the world your exhaustion. You owe it your alignment. Success was never meant to cost your peace. It was meant to express it. So wherever you are on your path, take it slower, breathe a little deeper, and trust that you are already enough. Continue your journey in permission to be enough. The book that inspired this episode. Thank you for listening to Book with Joys. I'll see you in the next episode. Subscribe, like and share for more episodes from Book with Joys. Healing, self-worth, and emotional freedom.